Hello, and welcome to another episode of Raven Rook Plays If My Heart Had Wings. Let's go! Hello! At lunch break, Ageha and I were called to the staff room. It's because we were both absent yesterday. Uh-oh. We told the truth and said we were hanging out and got a really severe scolding from our homeroom teacher. Well, that can't be helped. It's a good thing they didn't contact our parents. Yeah, why wouldn't they? Yeah. Ageha isn't her usual cheerful self this morning. I said something terrible yesterday, didn't I? I couldn't stop myself from getting angry. Don't worry about it. You know Kotori understood why you did that. Actually, she was regretting it too, the fact that she had an argument with Ageha. No, that's not it. I think that maybe the reason why I got angry then was because she was exactly right. And she said that I kiss up to everyone to make them like me. You don't kiss up to people though, do you? I wonder. There are lots of people who I get along with, but right now there are no people that I feel are my close friends, the way I do when I hang out with you and the others. I guess that Ageha can get along with anyone, but it doesn't feel like there is anybody she is particularly close to. To be honest, I thought that was a little strange. I'm the same. I got along with everyone in the Cycle Racing Club, but I couldn't talk to them in the same way I can talk to you guys. That is a question of time. I hadn't spent the same amount of time with them. Me, Ageha, and the others were each other's very first friends here in this neighborhood, back before I can even remember. If there was anyone else who I got along with... Idiot! Moron! Knucklehead! Suddenly, all those insults spring to mind. Do we really get along? It was true that the teacher asked me to do it. I was told to make it easy for her to join in with everyone. Even if you weren't told to, you were worried about Kotori anyway, weren't you? That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure I could do anything about it. In the end, it had the opposite effect. Kotori is taking a day off of school today, too. Ageha thought it was her fault and was blaming herself. This morning, when I woke up, Kotori had already left. There were signs that the kitchen had been messed up, and it looked like she had been searching for the withdrawal notice that I hid. Actually, it was in the drawer in my room. It's not your fault that Kotori hasn't come to school. Why do you think that? It's not just what I think. I'm almost completely certain. The truth is... Oh no. Should we really disclose this? I remembered that we were in the hallway of the school and so took a quick look around. There was nobody passing, so I didn't have to worry about anyone hearing. Kotori wants to quit school. Yeah, not ours to share, dude. Like, this feels like a breach of trust or confidence. Huh? From a long time ago. Seems like she had decided before I came back here. Ageha was surprised to hear this out of the blue and didn't say anything. Then... It's not because she argued with the girls in the class. There's a deeper reason for it. I think that it is also the reason for her recent behavior and attitude. So that's also why she didn't join the Soaring Club. Yeah, since she was planning to quit school soon, she thought it would just cause problems for us. Is that so? So yesterday's argument was because you both misunderstood each other. That can't be it. We still haven't cleared things up since the argument. If Kotori disappears as things are now, I don't know what I'll do. Bam bam. Ageha takes her unfocused anger out on me by hitting my chest. Ow, ow, ow! You should have told me that sooner, you idiot. Well, again, not sure we should have told you now, but here we are. I only found out by coincidence. Also, ouch, I can't just go around telling other people her secrets, can I? I just picked up the withdrawal notice by coincidence, so I didn't know when she was planning on submitting it, or even if she was really serious about it. I couldn't exactly ask her about it either. But... Bam bam. I'm sorry, okay? That hurts. Seriously, stop punching me. Then... I thought that she didn't want to quit school anymore. She'd been coming to school, helping with the meal preparations at the dormitory, and it looked like she was enjoying herself. I just assumed that everything was okay now. On the way home today, I'm going there to apologize. Aoi, come with me. Yeah, sure. Sniff. In an attempt to offer some comfort to Ageha, who is now crying, I stroked her head. Anyway, today is Friday. It was the deadline of the grace period for gathering club members given to us by the Student Council Vice President Akari Kumoi. After school, Ageha and I, and then one other person, went to the Soaring Club's garage. I wonder who it is! The vice president came to see the four of us, one by one, including club leader Amane, as we lined up. Oh, it's Kanako. This couldn't Oh, okay, yeah, she's already angry. Couldn't be because of this, could it? A vein was clearly visible on the vice president's temple. Who is this? What do you mean? She's the new member. I'm the new club member, Kanako Shigure. Rejected. Oh! What? Please explain. Yes. I told you that ghost members wouldn't be accepted. What exactly are you assuming here? This is the tyranny of the student council. Yes, what's wrong with me longing for the sky? 6 previous cases. This person is a repeat offender of acting as a ghost member. Ugh, okay, maybe we should have had a better screening process when we picked somebody to be the extra body. What? Well, I get bored easily. That is why I reject it. Come on, it's okay, isn't it? We're in the same class, aren't we? You two are in the same class? I guess they are in the same grade. Come on, Akari-chan. Please don't cling to me like that. She gets rid of Kanako with a flat refusal. It seems that she's used to dealing with her. Are there any other members? No. In that case, the club's status is repealed. Vice President, here. Amane sheepishly passes her printed out piece of paper. It was the results of the Soaring Club's activities that she had compiled. What do you think? In all of these years, you have only flown once, a few days ago. Also, the fact that this occurred during lesson time is an outrage. You're not aiming to take part in any competitions, don't participate in school festivals, and you haven't really provided any announcements of your work or research. This falls into the category of an extremely individual hobby. Wouldn't this be the kind of activity in which a circle would be involved? Yes. Amane, you can't just meekly admit it like that. It's no good, is it, Vice President? Whatever happens, there's a place I'd like to go to. There was something that sounded like a desperate appeal in Amane's voice. A place you'd like to go to? I promised Isuka. The Vice President said nothing as she looked at her, as if trying to figure out the true meaning. That's right. There are only 3 members, which is not enough. There have been no research announcements. However? You. The Vice President looked as if she was about to say something very important, and looked behind us toward the back of the garage. Who could it be? Kotori. There was Kotori. She had entered at some point. I have something to give back, she said to Amane. To me? Gulp. But Kotori did not come toward us. Next to the glider, with its sheet removed, she was looking down slightly at something on her lap. Amane walked over to her. What is it? Once this is complete, will it fly above the clouds? Huh? Kotori looked at the white, sleek aircraft, and then she held out the thing that was on her lap, a photograph. Can it go to this place? This is... When Amane saw it, she was wide-eyed with surprise. This photo? Where did you find it? Tears welled up in her eyes. What is it? I don't know. Ageha and I walked over there to take a look at the photograph that Kotori was holding up. It was a photograph of clouds. Wow. Neato, man. A sunset dyed in indigo and orange. Or was it sunrise? In the beautifully colored, clear morning glow, I guess we figured out which one it was a huge row of clouds which looked just like a passage extending across the sky. This must be the passage of clouds. It's beautiful. Yeah. Ageha and I, Kanako, and the vice president were all fascinated by the miraculous spectacle shown in the photograph. Can it go to this place? Kotori asked again. For a moment, I couldn't make the mental connection between the question and the view in the photograph. That was because it was a place too far away to be associated with the word go. This place. Will you go to this place? Above the clouds? Riding this glider. As I look at the photograph, I envision the white aircraft without an engine flying across the sky that I remember being so graceful, great, and solemn. That really was a miraculous sight. All of us, even Akari, held our breath as we waited for Amane's answer. Can it go to this place? Yeah, it can go there. She murmured as she took the photograph and looked at it nostalgically. That's what Isuka said. She's a genius. Amane, who had until just now had tears in her eyes, smiled happily as she said that name. I want to join too. That's if someone like me won't be a burden. She spoke with fear and a lack of confidence in her voice. However, in her eyes seemed to be a strong determination. When Amane saw those eyes, she answered, Of course, you're very welcome. I met the sky and yearned for it. Ah, yes! We got to the opening movie! God, so cool. Oh, man. I love this game. Wow, that was such a pretty photo, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Oh, are you feeling cranky, Akari? No, not at all. Kotori appeared just as you were about to bring down a rain of pain upon them. They just thought that you were a nagging, angry kind of person, didn't they, Akari? Don't sound so happy when you say that. I'm the one who accepted this thankless task. I'm the only one who understands you. Isn't that right, Akari-chan? Thanks. Could you let go of me? It's not that I'm in a bad mood or anything. It's just that I've been thinking. Hey, Kanako. Yeah? That transfer student. Who is he? He's the dorm mother. Dorm mother? Yeah, he's a nice guy. Have you fallen for him? Don't be ridiculous. He's only just transferred here, but he can already handle the antisocial senior Mochizuki so well. I just thought that he was very astute, that's all. Are you praising him? Yes. Huh. For now, the number of members needed for the club had been reached, and the vice president left the garage. Together with Kaneko, the rest of us continued to look at the photograph that Kotori had brought. Such a beautiful sky. But these clouds are a very unusual shape. Yeah, I've never seen clouds like this before. Me neither. These clouds appeared before you or I were born. Before we were born? What on earth is this photograph? It was a really beautiful photograph. However, it was the same as the picture in the old photo albums, the sort that you would take to the Photoshop to have developed, and was printed on paper with logos on the back. Wow, so old. This phenomenon is known as morning glory. It only occurs under certain conditions. Morning glory. It's a path of clouds in the sky several kilometers long. A path of clouds like this, several kilometers long. It's a very rare phenomenon, and the most recent occurrence was 26 years ago. The Soaring Club members at the time flew in the glider and took this photograph. Wow, so that means this photograph was taken in Kazegara? Yes, it was. Was the one who took the photo one of the old members of the club? Yes, that's right. To think that this amazing spectacle occurred right here in my hometown, and the person who took the photograph was a member of the club to which I now belong. Even though the thing that I thought was so far away has now become a lot closer, it still doesn't seem real somehow. I think that I felt something along the lines of, dude, that's amazing. Dude, hold on a sec. Her face looked like she was about to say, I've just realized something really important. What is it? Did you just say that they flew the glider and took this photo? Yes, I did. That's what it says in the flight log. So that means Ageha and I take another look at the photograph. If you wanted to take a photograph from above the clouds, at the very least, the camera would have to be in a position higher than the clouds. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Did the glider actually fly this high? Well, yes, the physical evidence is right there in front of you. I mean, it could be a doctored photograph. That's always a possibility, but sure, we'll just take it at face value. Good science right there. Ageha and I turned to look at the white aircraft. I don't know how many meters it was, and this wasn't just imagination, but when I picture actually flying this thing above the clouds, it looks kind of unreliable. Before I came to this school, the Soaring Club had already lost its status as a club, and all that was left of it was the equipment that was in here. The same goes for this photograph, it was also left here. Amane takes the photograph in her hand and squints her eyes with nostalgia. This is where Isuka wanted to go. Isuka and I wanted to go to this place, and that's why we started constructing the glider. Isuka. There's that name again. Whenever Amane says that name, she becomes very nostalgic. Who is this Isuka person? Here. While we were talking, Kotori was listening quietly, but then held out a notebook to Amane. I thought I had seen it somewhere before. It was a notebook with the things I want to do list. Ugh. The photo was inside this. This is Isuka's flight log. Why do you have this? It was at the dormitory, in my room. The dormitory, in your room. Are you by any chance living in Flying Fish Manor? A little surprised to hear that name all of a sudden, Kotori nodded. It was hidden in a gap between the shelves. It looks like a diary inside. There are things about the glider and about you written in it. Me? Yes. Maybe. You're Isuka's close friend, aren't you? For some reason, Amane didn't answer and looked at the worn cover of the notebook. I read this and then became interested in gliders. Using only its wings, it uses the wind to fly across the sky, an aircraft that is just like a bird. To aim to fly above the clouds in something like that, I thought that was amazing. But I thought it was much further back in the past. When I looked at the dates, I thought that Isuka and the others must have graduated already. I didn't think that it would still be going on now. But if you were interested in gliders, why didn't you come to check out the Soaring Club? I asked in a light-hearted manner. Actually, she was so interested in them that just looking at a real glider makes her eyes sparkle with wonder. The owner of the diary might no longer be around, though. That's Well, Kotori held tightly to the hem of her skirt. I didn't think they'd let me join. Kotori. Listening to her words, I felt a dull pain coming from my right knee, somewhere that she couldn't enter. That's what she believed, and that's why she didn't try to find out about the current status of the Soaring Club. It might have been similar to me after I injured my knee and tried to avoid hearing any information about the Cycle Racing Club. The more I knew, the more envious I would become. That's why I was surprised when I saw the glider flying over Windmill Hill. I was so excited I could feel my heart pounding. That was the time that Kotori and I first met. In that peaceful landscape, Kotori watched the white aircraft flying over with such enthusiasm. Really? When Amane heard Kotori's story, she took a deep breath. Can I take a look? Yeah. Amane put the book on the table, but didn't read it straight away, and instead went to boil some water in the electric kettle first. Then she prepared the tea set. When the pleasant aroma of the tea started to fill the air, Amane sat down and finally turned to the first page. Her cheeks went slightly pink and her eyes seemed kind of nervous. Amane's eyes moved from left to right across the page, slowly, carefully. It felt to me that she was digesting it one letter at a time. She took a sip of the boiling tea. She placed the cup back on the saucer and then turned to the next page. She began to smile. Maybe something fun was written there. She giggled as if she had become lost in memories. The nervousness that was in her eyes when reading the first page had disappeared. She's smiling. Yeah, it was a calm and happy smile. Or so we thought. Oh. Then, looking at the next page, she opened her eyes wide. There must be something surprising written on that page. I feel like we don't need this level of narration. Like, her expression mixed with the, it's not a lot of words or a lot of very specific words, but the reaction type words. I feel like that's enough here. We don't need the painted picture to be over-explained here. From the look on her face, she seemed taken aback as she continued to read. After that, Amane's expression continued to change as she turned the pages. She smiled, seemed surprised, looked troubled, appeared to be sulking, and then smiled again. Hey, what kind of things are written in there? It's a record of the Soaring Club's activities. Well, I say that, but most of it is just a normal diary. It's about how Isuka spent every day with her best friend. It's written in really bad handwriting, so it's hard to read. Amane's best friend, huh? I wonder what sort of person Isuka is. Strange, probably. Playing tricks on people and surprising them, throwing pies in the dormitory dining hall. But when you read it, it had an effect on you, didn't it? Yeah. It seemed really fun. We could tell by the look on Amane's face that Isuka's flight log was full of funny stories. It was also proof that the time they spent together was equally fun. When she reached what was probably the last page of the diary, Amane had tears in her eyes. As Amane smiled nostalgically, a clear drop ran down from the corner of her squinted eye. Was something sad written in there, I wonder? But she's smiling. The log stops halfway through. The last thing that was written in there was, "Things I want to do." The page that we were looking at? I want to pass through the passage of cloud. Amane mumbled in a quiet voice before bursting into tears, while still smiling. She must have been smiling because she was happy. Then the tears must have been because it was all in the past. Just looking at her made me feel a terrible pain inside, like my chest was closing up. After reading the last page, she closed the notebook and then went back to the first page. This is now the third time. Even so, she reads it with the same happiness, surprise, worry, and nostalgia as if she were reading it for the first time. We quietly watched her as she repeated this again and again. The tea that she has only taken one sip from would definitely have been cold by now, but it looked like she had totally forgotten about it. Looks like we have no choice but to leave her to it for now. You're right. There are so many things I want to talk to her about, but it doesn't feel like now is a good time to speak. As we leave the garage, the sky is filled with the color of sunset. With a deeper red than sunrise, the darkness of night approached from the eastern sky. The photo of the clouds was really pretty, wasn't it? Yeah. Will we go to that place? Ageha seemed to be saying I'm itching to go. I felt the same way. Well then, I'm just gonna go and show my face at the robot club. I'm in 2 clubs at once, but I don't go there every day. You don't seem that busy either. It should be okay, right? Even if she is also in another club, it's great that she's here. Sorry for all the trouble. No, it's fine, buddy. Bam! Ageha gives me a punch in the shoulder and turns around to Kotori, who had left a little later but was following us. Kotori. I'm sorry about yesterday. Ageha bowed her head with great momentum. It's fine. I don't think you have anything to apologize for. I didn't know about your situation. Despite that, I spoke to you as if I knew what was going on. I'm really sorry. Kotori glanced at me. She must have realized that I had told Ageha about her wanting to quit school and so on. I'm glad you realized that. Kotori turns her head sideways in an aloof manner as she speaks. I storm over toward Kotori and... whack! Ouch! Whoa! I gave her a karate chop to the top of her head. What are you doing? From now on, every time you take that kind of attitude, I'm gonna give you a chop. Huh? Kotori reeled back. Then she looked at me with eyes like a demon or an ogre. What gives you the right to do that? Come on now, you've got something to say, haven't you? I'm sorry, I said too much too. You don't kiss up to people, you're just kind to the point of it being annoying. Annoying? Yeah, you deserve that one. Hey, that hurts, you know. If it didn't hurt, you wouldn't remember. She looked at me with anger in her eyes as she rubbed the top of her head, did that sideways aloof face thing, and pushed her wheelchair along. Bleh. Wow, Aoi, I can't believe you could karate chop a pretty little girl like Kotori. Ageha is a little stunned as she speaks. Well then, I'm off now. You'd better go after Kotori. Yeah, see ya. See ya. Ageha, who looks like she's skipping as she walks, turns to head toward the school building. But she stopped halfway. It looks like things will be interesting from tomorrow. She called out in a big voice. I caught up with Kotori, who had a meek expression on her face as she quietly pushed her wheelchair along. You want me to push you? No, I don't. I don't know how tiring it is to push a wheelchair along, but if I tried to travel the same distance I would normally walk by using my hands, I would definitely find it tiring. I went behind her and pushed the wheelchair. I said I don't want you to push me. I told you that I'd help you, didn't I? I'm not going to do it all the time, but when my hands are empty, you can rely on me. But there's no reason to have you do that for me. Yes, there is. What's that then? Because we're friends. I felt a little embarrassed as I said that. I think that if I hadn't been facing her back at the time, I wouldn't have been able to have said that. Since when have we been friends? Yesterday. We were hanging out, weren't we? That means we're already friends, right? Generally speaking, it wouldn't be incorrect to say so. Kotori stays tight-lipped and doesn't answer. For a while, we don't say anything as we follow the route back. Aren't you going to ask me why I decided to stay? I don't know if I want to ask or not. The main thing is the fact that you are staying. That withdrawal notice. Could you hold on to it for a little while longer? Sure. So she's not going to throw it away. To me, this place is like the last bastion. I don't know if I can stay here indefinitely, like Amane, but I want to stay a little longer. But sometimes I lose heart. I may not look like it, but I have a lot of worries. Seems like she's trying to say I may be a tough girl, but You just look like a crybaby. If I said that, she'd just get mad, so I kept quiet. That's why I want you to hold on to it. Would that be okay? She suddenly seemed to lose her resolve, and she turns around to glance at me. Why me? That question comes to mind, but I don't say anything. I think the fact that it was me makes me quite happy, to be honest. That's fine, but I have one condition. What? Kotori puts her guard up. She looks as though she thinks I have another crazy demand to make. You talk to me like I'm a stranger. I want you to use my name more. Huh? You always refer to me as you or him, but I want you to call me Aoi. We're friends now. Would that be a problem? Don't you think of me as your friend? I'm a little anxious as I ask her. No, that's not it. It's just that you... No, I mean, Aoi. See? Oh. It seems weird. Please understand, she seemed to say as she bent forward. Kotori, why do you find it so strange to say my name? We don't know each other well enough to be on a first-name basis. Well, never mind. Come on, let's go, Miss Habane. It's okay. I don't mind if you call me Kotori. Okay, let's go, Kotori. Kotori had a look on her face that indicated a complex mix of emotions, awkward and shy at the same time. It's not that complex. Well, we'll definitely go there, above the clouds. Yeah. There are wispy clouds in the sunset sky. From now on, whenever we look up at the sky, we'll be thinking about this. I'm gonna fly. My heart was beating frighteningly quickly. You want to pass through the passage of cloud, huh? That's what you always said, Isuka. Huh? It's dark. When did it become nighttime? Clatter. My tea's gone cold. Has everyone gone home? Yeah, without you. I mean, I guess it was emotionally sensitive to not interrupt you while you were having your moment, but also maybe I would have left a note. Like, hey, sorry. We thought, you were kind of in your feelings. We headed on home. I don't know. I don't know, man. I didn't think I would be able to continue here. Isuka, you reached them, didn't you? You brought them here. It looks like I can keep going. Just a little longer until the end of this summer. Well, that's dramatically different. Well, we were going to stop it here. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I feel like we got someplace pretty significant. So we're going to stop here and pick up next time. As always, leave a like if you like, a dislike if you don't. Comment, subscribe, just you got to do. But I'm hopping off, and we will be back with more If My Heart Had Wings in the next one. Peace.